The question we should be asking today is, where did Democrats spend that $22 trillion in 2 years? Remember that Democrats had control of both houses of Congress and the White House for 2 years, and under Pelosi spent a total of $22 trillion. What did they spend that money on? Well, okay, I actually studied this. You'll find out that it's almost impossible to find the 8,000 page new Green Deal, the infrastructure bill that they spent trillions of dollars on, and a couple of other bills that got buried and just don't show up in any internet search. Go ahead and check it out yourself. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the top 10 things Congress has spent money on in 2021 and 2022. Number one, of course, is Ukraine. The war with no end in sight. Costs could double in a few months. Number two is Vladimir Zelensky. Just kidding. He's actually number one. Number three is Afghanistan. Well, we hear the usual about Afghanistan. It's all Trump's fault. True, Trump did equip the troops in Afghanistan with everything they needed. Biden just made the decision to leave it behind. Number four would be personal spending, and who knows what they spent that money on. Number five would be the new Green Deal, which kind of looks like by the time they're done with it, they plan on spending somewhere between 50 and upwards of close to $100 trillion on what? We don't know. As a matter of fact, God already had that plan in creation where he created trees to store carbon. God saw this all coming. So why does the government need to spend trillions of dollars on controlling the weather? Sounds a lot like the Egyptian pharaohs. Okay, number six, men getting pregnant. Okay, another attack on God, but they actually believe, I don't even know if they believe, but they're actually trying to get the American public and the world to believe men can get pregnant, and they're willing to spend trillions and trillions of dollars on it. And if you took a look at that bill, you would find out their government's paying for sexual surgeries, changing sex surgeries, and all this other stuff. So that's where your tax dollars are going. Okay, number seven, immigration. Okay, news agencies have been telling us all about these checks that are going out to Social Security. Well, I got news for you. I'm on Social Security, and guess what? None of those checks are going out to the people that actually paid into Social Security. They're going out to people that are on Social Security disability. And who's on Social Security disability? Oh, the same people that are getting those sex changes paid for by the government. And of course, they go see psychiatrists or counselors or whatever that put them on, Social Security disability. Well, along with the protesters and all the other stuff. Don't forget, Satan had to get that $22 trillion so he can pay off all of his supporters big time, which there aren't a whole lot of supporters, but he's paying them royally. Imagine getting an extra $4,555 in 1 month. For what? That must have been a month they had to actually go out and work. Protest. Anyway, what is coming across those borders? And we know it's more than people. So, anyone want to guess what the real cost of the open border is? Number 8, spending on crime. We know crime is going up and up and up, even though, the general media says, oh, crime is going down according to FBI reports. Anybody believe anything that comes out of the FBI? Well, crime seems to be more of a moneymaker for government. Is the big guy getting his 10%? Okay, organized crime has soared. There's all kinds of reports, stores shutting down, all this other stuff. And it doesn't make any sense. Walmart's going to close down a store, but because of shoplifting, and they leave a store open 5 miles away. Well, most of the people that come in and shoplift show up in stolen cars. It's not their gas. Walmart isn't smart enough to figure out that, they're going to drive an extra 5 miles, and the less stores they have, the more concentrated the shoplifting is going to be. Now, I went and listened to a couple of inner city preachers. I actually sat through the sermons. These inner city preachers can preach about things that only they can preach about. Like, for instance, the slavery. And they're not talking about the slavery from the 1700s or the 1800s. They're talking about the slavery of the people living in the inner city with all of this crime, who are basically slaves in their own homes. The crime rate is so high they can't go out at night, and now they can't even go out during the day. And when they do go to the stores are in shambles. So, you've seen it all. So, anyone know what Congress spent that $22 trillion on? Anyone? Okay, we're up to number 9, and there's no more examples. So I guess we can't hit a top 10. So that's the end of this one. Leave your comments, subscribe, share. Do what you need to do. Talk to you all later.